Hello, everyone. Oh, what are we talking about today? I am not going to talk about the mass shooting that took place in Jacksonville today. I already had this script written out, and all the information hasn't been released. I'll probably talk about it on stream after this, so let's get started with a good old-fashioned Leo recap. Today, we're going to talk about that one guy from my older video that wanted to eat a baby. We're going to talk about some goat fuckers. We're going to talk about how easy it is to break out of jail, and a few other things. 3 men have been arrested in Munson, Pennsylvania after diddling farm animals. 1,460 times to be exact. The 3 felonious farm fondlers were caught after a 16-year-old who was living on their property reported them to police. The teenager was placed under protective custody and a search warrant was obtained for their property. A raid was launched and investigators found some pretty disturbing stuff on their property, including videos of their atrocious acts with animals. I feel really bad for the investigators that actually had to sit there and watch the videos of their disgusting dog diddling. I mean, that's how investigators were able to charge them with 1,460 counts of animal abuse. They actually had to sit there for hours and watch the videos that these guys made. Next up, former Buffalo Bill player Richie Incognito was arrested in Scottsdale, Arizona last week for causing a disturbance. A disturbance over what, you might ask? Well, he wanted the funeral parlor to cut off his father's head for, quote, research, and when they wouldn't cut off his father's head, he started punching caskets and throwing shit all over the place. Witnesses stated that his behavior was violent, incoherent, and emotional. At one point during the whole altercation, he had taken his fingers, formed them into a gun, pointed them at a funeral employee, and asked them if they wanted to go out to his truck to see his guns. Nope, I'm good, thanks though. Police arrived on scene and arrested the 6'3", 300-pound offensive guard at gunpoint. They obtained a search warrant for his truck, and after going through his truck, they found 2 Glocks, 3 rifles, and a lot of ammunition. He was charged with disorderly conduct and making threats. Next up, out of Houston, Texas, I showed a video on stream the other day of a police officer who was in a fight with a robbery suspect. He attempted to pull over the robbery suspect. The suspect jumped out of the car and bailed. The officer chased him down, tackled him, and we watched the video where they were on the ground fighting with each other. The guy was trying to grab the officer's gun, and people were just standing around filming it. One bystander fortunately did step in to help them, but you can see a woman in a security guard outfit walking around them with her phone out the whole time trying to film them.
Record me! Somebody help me! Record me! Grab my cuffs! Let go of my fucking cuffs!
Stop resisting!
You're trying to kill me, son!
No, he's not! Just stop
I'm gonna tase
resisting!
you if you don't let go. Why you kill me?
Stop resisting!
You trying to kill me?
No, he's not! Just stop resisting! We watching this man!
Oh my God,
He's not gonna kill you! We all out here with cameras!
Why you do that, son? Why you do that?
Making it worse!
Why you do that? Why did you do that? Stop grabbing my gun! Oh my God! I didn't grab his gun! I didn't grab his gun! I didn't grab his gun! Stop fucking filming and help me! I didn't grab his gun!
The officer even looked at the woman and said, "Stop fucking filming and help me." It was a very bad situation for that police officer. The suspect even had a firearm that was still in the car that the suspect's girlfriend, who was in the car with him, grabbed and threw in the bushes beside where they were fighting. Well, it turns out that the security guard was fired for standing by and not assisting the police officer one bit. After the video went viral, the company that she worked for quickly canned her ass. Hampton, New Hampshire, a woman was arrested for trespassing, set herself on fire in the back of a police car, and then kicked an officer right in the dick. What's our lesson here, everyone? Make sure you search people very well. Well, then again, she could have had the lighter in her prison wallet, and I'm not about to cavity search a trespasser. We'll let the jail handle all that. Bad news, everyone. I'm quitting YouTube and becoming a superhero in New York. Well, I was going to join the Space Force and go to the moon because Beverly Hills Antifa made a tweet last week saying that Mike Pence is just tricking the gays into joining the Space Force so he can send them to the moon. So I came out as gay and nothing happened. I wasn't sent into the Space Force. So I'm going to be a superhero in New York because apparently now it pays more than YouTube. According to the NYPD Sergeant Benevolence. Goddamn. According to the NYPD Sergeant's Benevolent. According to the NYPD Sergeant Benevolent Association, yes, they are going to start paying $500 to anyone who helps assist police officers with arrests. Look, I make 2 arrests every day, Monday through Friday. At the end of the year, that's $260K before taxes. The Sergeant of the Benevolent Society said that it isn't a program of vigilantism, but I can't help it if I'm near an arrest and, I help an officer 2 or 3 times a day, every day during the weekdays. A Beckley, West Virginia man tried to take a police officer's gun during a scuffle that did not work out well for him. The picture kind of speaks for itself. Don't do that. The man later told police, "I knew I was wanted and I didn't want to go to jail." Well, how'd that work out for you? Next up, apparently all it takes to break out of jail is a fax machine. The headline on the story that we're going to talk about says, "Woman impersonates deputy and springs boyfriend from Washington County jail." I'm not going to lie, my imagination went a little bit crazy with this one. I pictured her stealing a sheriff's outfit from a local dry cleaner and then ordering a gun belt and some duty gear off of eBay, and then watching some videos about police tactics and how police officers speak, and then buying a Crown Vic from a police auction and having a shady auto paint guy fix it up just like one of the sheriff's deputies where she was trying to break her boyfriend out of, strolling right into jail with some paperwork and handing it to the people at the desk and shooting the shit and then walking out with her boyfriend and then driving into the woods and setting the car on fire, ditching it, and then going to Mexico. Nah, she just faxed some paperwork to the jail that looked official looking, and they let him walk out the front door. Paperwork said something about the jails being overcrowded, so they couldn't transfer them, and they were like, well, seems legit, bye. Okay, so that's not all she had to do. She did call the jail and say, "This is Deputy Kershaw, and I need you to release this man," and they said, okay. And then they were both called a few days later. Next up, out of Greenville, South Carolina, is a story that I made a video about a few months ago where a child crime task force comprised of multiple state and federal agencies had made a massive arrest of 40 alleged child predators and sex traffickers, and how one of the men arrested wanted to eat a child. I actually use this story to keep my son from talking to people on the internet. I give him the knife hand and the dad look, and I say, "Hey, do you want some big weirdo to eat you? Well, then stop talking to people on Team Fortress 2. Anyways, the guy's name is Justin Bensing, and he thought he was talking to a minor, but he was really talking to a police officer. He asked the little girl if she wanted to be a full-time baby maker, and he also told her that he wanted to eat a sex trafficking victim. The guy finally goes to court recently, and his attorney told the judge, I shit you not, he was just joking. My client didn't really want to eat a baby. It's just a prank, bro. That's what his defense attorney told the judge. So he was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Nice. But then the judge suspended that sentence and gave him 5 years probation because he was diagnosed autistic. He didn't have any prior arrests, and he actually never left the Myrtle Beach area to go eat a child. I didn't know that you could actually use the "it's just a prank bro" defense in court. That is all I have for you today. We're going to talk about a few other things over at my stream at twitch.tv/donutoperator. We'll probably talk about all the events of today if there's more information released. Before I get off of here, I need you to stop what you're doing and go watch Mike the Cop's Cop Aerobics video. It made me very happy. It made me very happy.
Run into the bad guy, hop the fence. Run into the bad guy, hop the fence.
I'm gonna head on over to my Twitch stream as soon as this video is released. You can find me over there, and I'm going to leave you to the mayor of Denver's son, 22-year-old Jordan Hancock, being an absolute douchebag to a police officer who stopped him for going very fast. Before we watch it though, one more thing. There are 2 police officers who were suspended for 1 day because they leaked this video early and it was spread to the news and went all over the place, because you may have seen it. It came out a few months ago. If anyone could get me those officers' contact numbers, I would like to make up for the day of lost pay for both of them and reimburse them for whatever they lost for that. So if you know them, send them my way. There are a lot of ways to contact me. Email is probably one of the best ways, donutoperator@gmail.com. If they can prove their identity to me, then like I said, I'll reimburse them for each day of pay that they lost. Everyone, please have a fantastic day.
Good morning. Locked on my laser at 65 miles an hour.
Okay, write your ticket, let's go.
All right, well, give me your driver's license.
Right now,
What's that? Okay. All right, you okay?
Yeah, I am.
All right, you got a valid driver's license?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, it's gonna take a little while. You need to calm down a little bit, okay? All right. Well, this isn't gonna hurry up because you don't have your driver's license. So.
I don't have it. Hurry up.
Oh, all right. Whose vehicle is this? All right, I need to see the paperwork on it. What's your name? I'm sorry? Jordan? How come this title is in the name of Michael P. Hancock? That's your mother dad? Okay. So it's your dad's car then? Okay. Alright. Here's your title back, man. Alright, here's the deal, man. It is 25 over, so that's a mandatory court appearance, alright? And that court date's right there.
All right,
Okay?
let's hurry up.
All right. There you go. Any questions?
Can you get back on your bike so I can go? Let's go.
Well, nah, don't worry about me, man. You good to
Don't
go?
worry about me then. Let's go.
Oh, I had to, though. Hey, Jordan, one last thing, man. Since you did not have a valid ID with you, I need to take your picture. Huh?
Yeah, that's your boss. My dad's the mayor. You Ha.
Mayor of what?
Yeah, exactly, mother. Don't worry about
Were you
it.
in a bud? He ain't the mayor
exactly.
of Aurora.
And guess what? I'm about to fire you. Yeah.
For what?
Yeah, exactly. Don't worry about it. Hey,
what?
Vin Vu, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm sure your dad's
and I
gonna
got
be
my
proud.
exactly, and I got my own money.